Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to my new video. So we have some breaking news. Looks like there's some explosions in Iran. The war could start again. It could escalate. It could not. We're going to discuss it. Before I start the discussion, make sure you go to my new channel. I've started a new channel, guys. If you go to the link in the description and subscribe. We have lots of high IQ discussions in that channel. We're uploading videos on it daily. We have so far 1,000 of you very good friends and loyal supporters who have moved across, but there's still 29,000 of you left. I know many of you are offline, and also the problem is YouTube doesn't recommend many of my videos to my members, so I have to wait until they see some of my videos before they can move across. Bit of a challenge, but we will get there, guys, eventually. So the links are in my description, and make sure you check it. So without further ado, let's start with the show. So there's been a number of explosions in southern Iran near Bandar Abbas. A couple of Iranian Navy ships, the small ones, where they have two people each, those small boats with missiles, they got shot down, and I believe 4 sailors have died. Iran responded by taking out 3 MQ-9 drones. These MQ-9 drones are very, very expensive. I think they cost around 90 million, 100 million or something. And Iran has already taken down, dozens of these drones already. So they're losing a lot of money, guys. And these drones are purely for surveillance. So they could be scanning Iran looking for places to hit. So they're looking for, obviously, targets and things like that. Iran clocked on and shot them down straight away. They did not mess around. And in return, I think what they've done is they've shot down Iranian ships. So there's reports that US KC-46A refueling aircrafts are heading from Tel Aviv to the Persian Gulf to refuel more jets. I believe there might be more jets trying to bomb Iran. And it does look like either Israel or United States is trying to sabotage the deal. So it's not looking good at the moment, guys. I don't know. A few days ago, Trump was saying how close he was doing the deal. Even today, they were saying they're very close to doing a deal. And then suddenly we see some bombings happening in southern Iran. The Iranian delegation are in Qatar to talk about the peace deal as well. So obviously the peace negotiations are very serious. But the Iranians are extremely stupid because here you have, you know, Americans bombing southern Iran, and and the Iranians send delegations to Qatar to talk about peace. I mean, why are they doing that? Every time they try and talk about peace, they try and negotiate. America or Israel bombs Iran. I mean, come on, guys. Do you not get the message? This is, the United States trying to humiliate you. And not only that, Iranians have sent their best delegation to Qatar. And don't forget, Qatar is a puppet state of Israel and the United States. So Qatar will tell Israel exactly where they are. And Israel will bomb them, bomb the location of where these, negotiations take place. Why do I say that? Because they've done it before. They've bombed Qatar before, and they've bombed the negotiators before. Right under the Qataris' noses, and right under, right in the middle of negotiations. So they've done it before, they can do it again. So why on earth is Iranians doing in Qatar? Especially these are top officials. We're talking about Arakchi, and they're sending their top people there. You cannot negotiate with these people. The only thing they understand is strength and resolve. As soon as you start talking negotiating, they're gonna just take you out, and they don't want peace. They want total humiliation of Iran. That's what they want to do, and total surrender of Iran, total subjugation. They will never learn, guys. They will never learn. Seriously. So this is Trump trying to humiliate the Gulf Arabs as well. So I made a video yesterday how Trump was in the middle of a phone call with all the Gulf Arab states and Pakistan and Turkey, and he was on a conference call with them, and suddenly he surprised all of them by saying that they all must. Let me repeat: must not think about. Not think about, not not discuss amongst yourself, not think, not take your time deciding whether you want to do it or not. You must do it. This is the United States ordering these Gulf states. You must sign the Abraham Accords. And the Abraham Accords are basically is a peace deal with Israel. You basically sign a peace deal. The only two countries in the Gulf who signed a peace deal with Israel is Bahrain and the UAE. And I think Egypt has signed a peace deal, but it's not the Abraham Accord. I think they signed a separate peace deal. And so President Trump basically told Saudi Arabia, Pakistan, Qatar, Turkey, obviously, I think there was Lebanon as well, and a few other Arab states as well. I'm not sure if Indonesia was there. I think Indonesia was there as well. All the big Muslim states. And on the phone, Trump was like, "You must all sign the Abraham's Accord. If you do not, this was a threat. He said, you must. If you do not, then we will start the war with Iran again." That was his threat. And it's a big threat because if he starts the war with Iran again, what do you think will happen? Of course, the Gulf states will get involved because the Americans and the Israelis will use their airspace like before. They will shoot down Iranian, power stations, water salination plants, and they will shoot down oil facilities. And what do you think Iran will do in return? They will retaliate against the Gulf states. So this is why Trump is threatening the Gulf states. He's literally, blackmailing them. He's saying if they do not sign the Abraham Accords, he will attack Iran again, and then Iran in return will attack the Gulf states. So can you see the kind of blackmail Trump is playing with the Gulf Arabs? The Gulf Arabs cannot win. Well, they can win. The only way they can win, I don't think they will do it because they are so low IQ. But the only way they will win is kick out all the American troops, kick out all the American bases, join a peace deal with Iran, and together form some sort of security bloc to block any American or Israeli presence around their area. Sign a defense treaty with Iran, Russia, and China. Stop trading with oil, with dollar, so for dollar completely. That's the only way they can win. Otherwise, they're going to be puppets of the United States forever. The United States will literally bully them, blackmail them, and do exactly what they're doing now. And these puppets are just taking it. Absolutely humiliating, guys. Humiliating for the Gulf Arabs. They put themselves in this situation. It's their own fault. They have no sovereignty whatsoever. So let's see how they play this. So let's talk about India right now. India right now is 55 degrees Celsius, guys. Hottest country in the world, hottest. I mean, UK is really hot at the moment, and The rest of Europe is boiling. But spare a thought for India, guys. India, 55 degrees Celsius. Do you know how hot that is? You know, 5 more degrees, and we are talking about, if it hits 5 more degrees, it hits something called the bulb. And what this bulb means, it's humans cannot withstand that kind of heat, then they will just drop dead. They will literally drop dead. It gets so hot that your body will not sweat to cool you down. It's just not going to bother. It's just your body's just going to shut down. Your vital organs are going to shut down. Your heart will stop beating. Your kidney and liver will just stop because it gets so hot. And your body will not sweat because your body cannot regulate that kind of heat. So all your organs will just stop working, and that's how hot it will get. 5 more degrees. If it gets up to 60 degrees Celsius, so 5 more degrees, and that's it. It's the end of India, guys. Say goodbye to 1.4 billion people in India. They will all just drop down. And only 10% of Indians have air conditioning. Only 10%. So imagine that. They can't even keep. And I've seen videos of Indians sleeping on their roofs in their houses. They can't sleep inside their houses. They're literally sleeping on their roof. And I'm not joking, guys, but there are literally Indians out there who are denying the climate change. There's famous Indian influencers on X. I can't remember some Indian guy on X, guys. I can't remember his name now. But Katak or something, or I can't remember. But he's been denying climate change all his life, right? And and he's been denying climate change. And now today I saw a post saying India is boiling. I'm boiling. I'm dying. So I replied to him. I said, I thought you said climate change doesn't exist. I thought you said it's all a hoax. He blocked me after that. Oh, I can't believe it. But it's absolutely hot, guys, in India. I mean, 5 more degrees and they're finished. Absolutely finished. And I made a video about this, about the reasons why it's so hot in India. And the reason it's so hot is because, there's many reasons, first of all. First reason is you have 1.4 billion people breathing out carbon dioxide. And then you have millions and millions of cows breathing out methane, because cows give out methane. And in India, cows are sacred animals. They don't kill them or eat them. So there's millions and millions of cows just roaming around India, releasing methane. And this, CO2 and methane gets trapped in India because what they've been doing in India, they've been cutting trees. They've been cutting trees to make way for, bigger cities, industrial parks, um, basically to support the 1.4 billion people. So they've just been cutting trees, guys. And areas around Rajasthan and stuff is turning into a desert. So they can't grow any trees there anyway. So that area around Rajasthan is getting really, really hot, and that area is absolutely turning into a desert. There's no water, and also their city planning. They don't when they build their cities, they do not plan for um, greenery. They don't, their cities are just pure concrete, and they don't plan their cities. They don't think about hot weather or how hot weather will be trapped inside the cities. You know, they don't think about having trees and massive parks to absorb the CO2 or methane. They don't think about anything like that. They just build, 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 and they put no thought into their infrastructure or their buildings or their cities. And as a result, all this air gets trapped. And what's worse, this hot air basically goes to the Mount Everest. Because can you see where the red and the green? Green is China, by the way, and all the hot weather, hot water vapor gets trapped in the Everest, Mount Everest, and Himalayas, and then it circles back to India, and that air does not get circulated. It doesn't go through the mountains. It just comes straight back into India. So thank God of those mountains, guys, because otherwise all that hot air would have gone to China. Can you imagine all that, hot, steaming, polluted air would have gone straight into China. So thank God for those mountains protecting China. Otherwise, it would have been really bad news. And let me show you something, guys. So this is Indian ingenuity, by the way. Look, there- oh my God, this is a power station in India, right? And look how they cool. I'm sorry, guys, I can't even talk. It's just so funny. Look how they cool. Look how they're cooling the air. They're just cooling these power stations with with a fan. Oh my God, I can't talk, guys. I can't deal with this. And one guy is basically spraying water, and you- it's bad enough using a fan on a power station, but this guy's spraying water on electricity. Imagine spraying water on electricity and what that will do. This guy will be fried if he's not careful. So this is this is Indian ingenuity, guys. It's so funny. Oh, I can't deal with this, guys. All right, let me move to the next story. So, all right, guys. So, all right, I need to get my bearings back. Okay, I'm back now. So this is Mike Pompeo and Victoria Nulan. So I don't know if you remember Victoria Nulan. She was the orchestrator of Ukraine, the war in Ukraine. She's the one that pushed for regime change in Ukraine, got Zelensky in power, pushed Ukraine to start a war with Russia. Then she was forced to quit the administration because she was given such a bad name to the administration, and she's still a neocon, by the way. So she came with Mike Pompeo to have a discussion with John Mersheimer and Stephen Walt. So Stephen Walt and John Mersheimer are major heavyweights when it comes to debating. And Mike Pompeo and Victoria Nuland never ever had a debate live, with seasoned veterans like Stephen Walt and Mersheimer, and they got absolutely hammered, guys, in this session. They got absolutely hammered. 'Cause you got two neocons here, Pompeo and Nuland. They're running around the White House, you know, and nobody's there to question them. Nobody's there to debate them. They just they just walk around saying war, war, war. We want war. We want killing. We want more war. That's all they do, and nobody's there to push back. But here they had two pushbacks from these two super guys who know what they're talking about, and they got absolutely humiliated. Absolutely humiliated. So I'm going to show you this clip right now. So let me play this clip, by the way.
Human decency demands you don't let a radical regime close off the global economy by firing Shahed missiles into nations that did nothing. Right, they're firing into civilians in the United Arab Emirates even just this week. That's just not something that the world can accept. And so this monster is worthy of the hunt.
You do know, Mike, that we started the war.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Oh, no.
They weren't firing those missiles until Israel and the United States attacked Iran. You do understand that, right?
Welcome to 1979, when the revolutionary regime began to kill Europeans.
You do know that we overthrew the democratically elected government in 1954.
Just for the record, you were talking about this.
You don't think Iran has? You think Iran's forgotten about that?
No, I suspect they've not.
You don't think Iran remembers that we supported Saddam Hussein in the Iran-Iraq War?
I know this.
About this?
I know this.
Other countries have history.
Do you think Iran is a monster?
No.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't think there's. I'm glad I don't live there. I think many countries do many bad things, including my own, and I wouldn't call the United States a monster.
But Stephen,
do also remember that we wouldn't have had October 7th if we hadn't had Iranian support for Hamas.
I agree. We wouldn't have had October 7th if we'd gotten peace in the Middle East, and that's a much longer story.
It is, and every single U.S. president has tried and will continue to.
Not very hard.
But it is very important to emphasize there's no evidence that Iran even knew about October 7th, much less.
Oh my goodness. I'm sure it is lovely to live where you live and believe that.
There's no evidence in the public record of that.
Oh my goodness.
So you see, guys, they got absolutely humiliated, both of them, these bloody neocons. And yeah, it was great to see. It's great to see, guys. But I think I'm running to the end of the show now. I'm going to keep a lookout for any more updates. Make sure you go to part 2 of this video, where I'm going to be talking about Huawei. Huawei's made a really big announcement today. That they found a new technology to produce 1.4 nanometers chips, or the same performance as those kind of chips, and so I'm going to be discussing that, and it's causing a major stir all across the United States and the West, and I will tell you why. So we will discuss Huawei, and our high IQ discussion for part 2, we will discuss whether the technology war between United States and China has already been lost. What do you think United States should do now? Because they have obviously lost the technology war with China, and Huawei is going from strength to strength. So what do you think United States should do? Should they bring back Huawei, cancel all the sanctions, and ask for forgiveness, or carry on doing this tech war until all the United States companies are totally destroyed by Chinese companies? Because Huawei and other companies are going to go strength to strength. So we're going to be talking about the sanctions, about Huawei, the technology war, where it could lead, what are the solutions, and where China will be from here in the next 5 years from now. And what do you think the best solution for the United States to do? Would it be easier to carry on the technology war? Would it be easier to make amends and work with China and do some sort of win-win situation with them? Or do you think they should just carry on as they are until they're all destroyed? The Western economy is absolutely destroyed. Let me know, guys. So that's our high IQ discussion for today. That's going to be in part 2, and part 2 is on my new channel, so make sure you subscribe and check that video out, and check out the other videos in that channel as well. Make sure you see them from start to end. So that's it for today, guys. I'll see you soon. Take care for now.